What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another Busy Inks video. The last video, I think I did a vlog. It may be a vlog, it may not. This might get uploaded before that one. So today I'm gonna go over lettering, tattoo lettering and stuff like that, and how to freehand it. With tattoos and tattoo lettering, there are a variation of different styles. I'm just gonna do the basic. I'll find some references on Pinterest, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it on this fake skin. It's gonna be the overhead shot, and then I may or may not do a voiceover depending on how well the quality of this audio is. I know I don't have the audio all the way there yet, so please bear with me, but I am in the studio. So the main things that you're gonna need are some Sharpies in different colors. The main colors that you're gonna need is yellow, red, blue, and or black. There are reasons for these colors, which you'll see later on in the video, but I'm gonna briefly explain the reasons for it right now. Yellow is because it's a lighter guideline before you use any of these colors, because once you go darker, you can't go back lighter. If you go from light to dark, it's easier to kind of manipulate what you did previously. You'll understand later on in the video when I go more in depth with it. But yellow, think of the color, progressing. So you have yellow is your template, red is kind of like cleaning up the line work, kind of setting a better guideline. Blue and black kind of finalizes everything, fine tunes everything, and then you have your final artwork ready to go. So with that being said, we're gonna dive right in. I think I'm gonna do maybe 2 different styles of lettering or tattooing, just like the basics of how everything's supposed to go. And then we'll dive more deeper in as we go along in the video. With that being said, I'll see you in the next shot. All right, guys, I have my fake skin here ready to do the template, but first I want to show you something that I'm seeing on Pinterest right now at the moment. When doing tattoo lettering, there are different types of things to keep in mind. When you're doing your guidelines, there is like certain things that you want to follow. So your main line, right, and then your guidelines to keep the other stuff like in uniformity and keep the shaping and everything. This is something you want to keep in mind. To kind of give you a reference of that, like, see how these lines kind of curve? The explanation of everything is kind of right here. So basically what we're going to be doing is lightly sketching the guideline with the yellow, doing the word with the yellow, defining it with the red around here, and then the blue and the black will add more detail. I do not own the rights of this, so just keep that in mind. I do not own this. I'm not selling it or nothing, but I am using it for reference. Okay, so the first thing you want to grab is your yellow marker, and this is what we're going to do with setting the guideline. So I opened it and realized this is not a yellow marker. Since I don't have yellow, I'm going to improvise and use the next lightest color that I have, which is this orange. We're gonna loosely kind of sketch the lines, like this part right here. We're gonna loosely sketch that on here. So the lines kind of curve, and you want them to be parallel with each other when you're doing line work. So whether that's straight, you want it to be parallel with each other, because without it being parallel, it might look a little bit crooked and stuff like that, but that's something you want to keep in mind. So what I'm gonna do here is just kind of lightly sketch these lines here. After doing the top, you want to do the bottom. Don't worry about the middle line yet. So here, like I said, we're going to do it parallel. So if you want, it's probably easier to do it like this way and just kind of follow the same shape guideline that you just created. So we have that there. Now for the middle line, that's really for the height of the smaller, like the lowercase letters. So you kind of can guesstimate the gap that you want to have within that. So in the picture, it does where it's a little bit underneath this one here. So I'm just gonna follow that as best as possible. There we go. So we have something like that, right? So now that we have that, we're gonna loosely kind of write the word in, right? So starting with the first letter, which is letter B, and it's just like basic thing. Now you can freestyle and do whatever you want with this part, but it's a script. So with the B, it looks like it's a little bit above here. So this comes around here. Bear with me, it's not gonna be perfect because I'm kind of referencing what I'm seeing. But the thing to keep in mind is the spacing of each letter and the flourishes. So I didn't do it as big as I could have done it, but it's just for a tutorial basis. So the more you practice, the easier it'll get. So for the lowercase letters, you want it to connect the top to the bottom, just to keep the uniformity of the letters. And you kind of want to do each letter kind of separate from everything. So we kind of have the basics. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of flourishes. So from here to connect the T going into, it looks like it's a little bit above the A, comes around this way, and connects like that. The I, kind of here, and it looks like that. This is just like a basic kind of guide of everything. So now I'm gonna switch to the red, and we'll add more details to this. And it's best to use a fine point marker because you can really get the details. The chisel tip is good if you're doing like a back piece or something. So what I'm gonna do is kind of go in and see where I want to add thicker lines and stuff like that, and just kind of clean this up a bit. So this part I'll fast forward. It seems that my red is running out, so what I'm gonna do is just switch to the black and just finalize everything. I want you guys to understand the concept of how going from light to dark and then to darker. So your yellow or your lightest color that you have will be your guideline, and then you can kind of erase those out, and then you just go in and add details with the darkest color that you have. So I'm just gonna go in with the black and just finalize everything from there. What I forgot to do is probably just wipe it a little bit so that it's not smudging on top of each other. And you're not gonna lose your stencil or your pre-stencil that you did, but it does make it easier for the darker color to kind of shine through, but that undertone will still be there. If you want, you can spray some alcohol or something just to get a cleaner finish. Once you have that done, now I'm gonna go back in with the black and I'm just gonna kind of finalize. But you can see what I mean by, like, if this was the yellow, like you would see like the guideline of everything. Nothing is set in stone until you add that, you know, the harsh black in there. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be sped up, and then I'll come back when I finish it. Alright, so this is what I came up with in terms of, you know, adding the black and adding more details. So now, with this being done, you would kind of consult with your client and just kind of ask them, what do they think of the design? Do they want to add more stuff to it? Of course, the last thing that you do want to do that will give this a lot of life is flourishes. That's like adding the little swirls and stuff towards the bottom, maybe on the top. But since this is already kind of like a flourish here, you will mainly focus on the bottom half because right here it looks a bit empty. So basically a flourish is just kind of having something go with the motion or the flow of something. Sorry, I had to get another marker. So basically you're starting with like a design, and you kind of want to keep it close but not too close to the letters because the spacing is everything. So you start here, kind of come, work your way around and end something there, right? Can add another one. It's kind of like where you allow your hand to kind of guide you. There's different ways to like do this, and play around with this a little bit, different concepts and stuff. It's kind of like up to you, your preference. This is pretty much all it takes, and it just depends on the style you're looking to do, whether it's script, gothic kind of lettering, long, short, togetherness. The main thing you want to focus on is definitely the spacing of each letter, the way that it comes up for each thing, and kind of keeping the uniformity of if you do add on certain things. Like right here is the spikes, you want to kind of keep that aligned with each other here. Like some of them are probably like a little bit higher than others, but for the most part it kind of looks the same, and you want to keep that going and consistent with each letter. But that's pretty much all it is. I don't think I'm gonna do another one. I'll probably save that for another video and do different styles of doing it on like paper, so you guys can understand a little bit better. But I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on just how you can do it on skin, freehanded. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next clip. Guys, so I hope that you enjoyed what you saw. I hope that you got as much knowledge as possible. If you like what you saw, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and you turn on your post notifications so you do not miss an upload. While I do have this studio here, I'm going to be making more content in here than I would while I'll be doing at home, because at home it's a lot of people, a lot of bodies, and I don't really have that much privacy. Make sure you follow on social medias. I am doing a tattoo giveaway, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. This is the information, the rules and everything are posted in the description. Make sure to follow me on social media, TikTok, Instagram. Those are the two that I'm really active on at the moment. I did recently make a Threads account, which is in association with Instagram, so I'm slowly getting into that. I don't really know how to fully use that or optimize it to the best of my ability yet, but I'm learning and I'm growing. If you want to book with me and get some ink done, get some work done by me, this is the number that you want to text, or you can send me a DM on Instagram. This is the location I'm currently located in, so that, you know what I'm saying? There you go. When you are booking, please be sure to give me some type of concept art that you're looking to do, or if you do have references, and the body placement, size, and all of that good stuff. Without that, I kind of don't know, what to give you. I'm an artist, yes, but I do need concept art. Like maybe if there's a story behind the tattoo that you're trying to get, I can bring your vision to life, but I do need references. I do need context, a little bit of, something to work with. I will be coming up with some flash sheets soon, because I know there's people that want to get tattooed, but they probably don't know what to get. So I'll come up with some flash sheets soon, and those are gonna be like one-of-one. So once one of the designs is picked, I will not be tattooing that again. It's really gonna be like true custom, unless another artist steals the designer or something like that, then that's different. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Out here.